Sports is brought to you by Scott's. Green Max from Scott's contains triple the iron of regular fertilizers for fast, extreme greening. And by Verizon, the official wireless provider of the Florida Gators. And head coach Will Muschamp has his Gators on the field as we're set to begin the orange and blue debut presented by Scott's here on Sun Sports. 12-minute quarters for our spring game. We'll tell you all the details of how they're going to get this done as we move along this afternoon. But live kickoff to start the first and third quarters. And Robert Clark, a sophomore from West Palm Beach Dwyer, fields it and gets it across the 25 and not much further. Earlier, Brady Ackerman, the third member of our broadcast team, visited with Coach Will Muschamp.
All right, with Florida Gator head football coach Will Muschamp completing your first spring today, to what you expected.
Well, again, we're looking forward to a functional day, just good physical football on both sides, good execution, a good operation overall, and that's what we're expecting. We're a little thin on both lines of scrimmage, but nobody's making excuses for the Gators.
How tough has that been to try to put in a new offense when you've had so many injuries on the offensive line?
Well, you got to move forward with it, and really what it does, it builds depth on your football team. It gets guys ready, it makes you change other guys and move guys in cross-trained positions. So actually, I'm going to look at it as a positive.
Did a guy make an impression today in the swamp for you to maybe move up the depth chart?
Well, there's no question. You know, this is the first time we've played in front of a lot of people, and some guys stepping in front right now. This is a big evaluation day for our players.
Thank you, Coach. Have fun.
All right, Brady. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Will Muschamp. Back up to you, Larry.
All right, thank you very much, Brady. Johnny Brantley, the senior from Ocala, on the very first play goes deep to Clinton Dunbar, but it was well defended and broken up, and so it's a 2nd down and 10 for the offense. The first team offense is orange, the second team offense is blue. Beyond that, I'm going to let the guys in the truck worry about who scores when. Running right side with Chris Rainey, and he is going to be hit and driven back. Excellent play filling in by linebacker John Bostic. Now let's check out the rules for today's orange and blue debut. 12-minute quarters with a running clock, so it won't be a ton of football. Again, we're going to stop the clock late in the second and fourth quarter for some 2-minute drill work. And we'll have a break at halftime, but of course we'll keep it here live throughout on Sun Sports. So 3rd and long. So the first possession of the day. Brantley with time deflected, and it'll fall incomplete. Well, we've seen a few guys today, but a lot of guys will not be taking part in the game for a variety of reasons. We won't go through all of them, but Janoris Jenkins, Jeff Demps, Jay Howard, Gillisley, Blakely, and Brown at running back, Neron Hall, Nick Alajazian, and Young and Johnson. Those guys won't play, and those first 3 are going to be a big part of this football team in the fall. Definite starters. They'll kick it away. Our first look at Kyle Christie. And they have to fair catch it, so they will at the 19-yard line. So Kyle Christie in his Gator debut kicks one 55 yards. Hello.
Very impressive with the graduation of your punter from last year. Obviously, you're looking for a new punter, and to see the young fella come in, first boot in front of these Gator faithfuls, gets one off pretty decent there.
That's a big shoe to fill with Chaz Henry having moved on.
Yeah, with and Chaz Henry did such a great job for 4 years, but even last year when he was forced into becoming a field goal kicker, he stepped in and didn't complain and got the job done. So, as you say, big shoes to fill, and first look at it.
Here's Tyler Murphy, redshirt freshman out of Connecticut. This will be the first time anyone other than members of the team have seen Tyler Murphy on the football field. He still has it. Looking for a receiver. He'll keep it now. He's got a good bit of yardage. They'll whistle him down as he gets close to a defender. Those red jerseys, they're not allowed to keep going. So give him about 10 yards and a first down.
Well, Larry, it's not about how much yardage he made. It was the decision. He wanted to try and get the ball to his tight end on a crossing route, but he saw that, that was going to be a tough throw. He pulls it down, picks up positive yardage. That's what you look for in the spring game. Not just how accurately they throw the football, but their decision-making process.
Here's our game day conditions presented by Scott's. A warm day in the University City, 81 degrees, humidity creeping up close to 60%. Just a light breeze and no mention of rain today. That's your game day conditions presented by Scott's. They try running right side, not much there as the defense swarms. Michael Taylor, number 51, making the play. There's Earl Okine, 91. The Gators really having a lot of opportunities to win jobs on the defensive side of the ball as well as that offensive line.
Well, that's what the day is all about. You had 7 starters on defense graduate as you get a good look at the great game tackling there. And you also had 4 starters along the offensive line that graduated. So a lot of jobs up for grabs. And, you know, as I said in the opening, big chance to show the coaches that you deserve that job.
And you saw number 68, Leon Orr. He's the guy built to be that big kind of nose guard in the middle. If he proves worthy of extended playing time, give Florida a chance to clog up the middle against opposing offenses.
There's a good look at along that offensive and defensive line of scrimmage of the graduating seniors there, Larry.
Yeah, you look at 4 starters on the offensive front, and then Trotto and Lemons played, basically started most of the year. The 3 tackles, Marsh, Antoine, Sanders, were in and out of the lineup with injury-plagued senior seasons. So a 3rd and 10 situation for Tyler Murphy and the second group offensively, although they really only have 1 offensive line today, and they'll register a sack there. Give credit for that to Chris Martin, number 23, another guy who we're seeing for the first time today, and he delivers with a nice play at defensive end for the Gators.
Well, Larry, we've seen twice on 3rd down where you get that bull rush and you get into the quarterback's face. That time they're able to come up with the sack. You know, the earlier time they were able to bat the ball down. So very important that this offensive line come together in a hurry.
And our second punt, not as good, lower line drive punt that carries to the 41-yard line. And that is where the next offensive possession will begin. We've played 6 minutes so far in the first quarter, and as we have found through the years, Nat, the rules are subject to change, and our running clock has not been running during the after changes of possession. Which is good. We'll get a few more plays in that way.
Larry, I don't know about you, but I know myself and the rest of the Gator faithfuls, we want to see as much football as we can.
Absolutely. There's Dan Quinn, D-line coach in the NFL, the Gator coordinator, in his first day out in front of the Gator fans. We have timeout on the field here at the Orange and Blue debut, presented by Scott's on Sun Sports.